Wenn der Krieg aus ist, dann werde ich wieder Schuster.
Oh, Scheiße. Welcome back to some Maya's Front. I know you guys are a big fan of this series, so I always try to at least do this once or twice weekly. Now, we are in a place called Bulaki in the Soviet Union. We're playing as the SS Liebstandarte Adolf. I think you can fill in the blanks. I'm trying not to have problems with the you know what. And of course, I'm not a supporter by any means. Just actually saying the word these days can actually get us in trouble, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do here is pretty much set up your standard defense. And since we're already entrenched, this should be, I'm not going to say easy. It really depends what sort of armor the actual enemy is bringing, if they're going to bring armor, and we're already prepared for that. So I'm actually going to be hiding an AT gun, if you can call it that, kind of right there in the front lines. Of course, those trenches are going to take up a lot of actual territory as well, and we'll get a good view on the enemy from here. So let me also take a Studer and put him back in this direction. We also have a supporting SS brigade all the way in the back. Now, the question is, you know, just how much support are they going to be able to give us, and specifically, where is the attack going to come from? Is it really going to come from over here where I'm expecting it to, or is it potentially going to come from the back? By the way, we have to make sure, is it a machine gun, or is it, yeah, it's an MG. So actually, I want to move it actually over here because the terrain is somewhat better, but we have to make sure those things are MGs, not mortars, etc. And let's also make sure that we, over here in Homeniki, we put a lot of units in the wooded area. I think this should be our main defensive point, is pretty much set everyone up in this wooded area. Keep these guys, of course, out on the sides, but really have a presence here and be prepared to just fight it out to the very end. So if I can fit in these guys, I will. If not, it's also not the end of the world, but I also want to take that infantry unit. Love to fit him over here in these dakas. Beautiful. So it's an interesting start. We'll see just how it proceeds. And let me again just get a look at the map. It really looks like they're going to be attacking from over here. So what I'm going to do is take these units. I'm going to trust the AI. Typically, the AI is correct on these things. And if you look at the topography here, this is actually a hill going up. So this would be a perfect position for our units on top of this hill. Pretty much just looking down on the enemy. Although it looks like this is going to be some rough terrain. Let's see why that is. It could just be sort of a weird setup. We'll try to get as many units over here. We'll also put a few over here. That's the ticket. We have to put them in this sort of foresty area, but it's still looking down on the general enemy direction that they're approaching from. So let's see how our Liebstandarte actually does against this Soviet attack group. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's get started. I think we've got everybody where we want them, and look at those trenches. I love trench battles. And let me know in the comments down below if you love trench battles as much as I do, or if you prefer more fluid battles where we're moving back and forth. But these might be my favorite battles in the entire game, to be perfectly honest with you. So let's go ahead and get started, and as we always do here in the game, we shall return when the combat begins, Mena. But it's looking pretty nice. We've got some very beautiful positions. Alright, as always, this happens in an unexpected way, and it looks like there were a few explosions suddenly over here. It did take a while for us to hear anything, but I see a few bodies, and it looks like Soviets. So our men seem to have ambushed or just merely defended properly against this first Soviet push. Let's see if there's anything else they've got over here. I'm almost certain they do. I'm just curious to see where they're going to come from, if maybe they're not going to do this assault because it's kind of failed. Oh, we've got some more gunfire. Let's get our eyes on location here. We've also got some guys nicely placed back here. I like this setup because they can sort of, you know, provide support when necessary. Whoa, okay, that's one of our boys. It's okay. Don't panic. Here we go. Spotted a Kommissar. Lit him up big time. So far, they can't even touch this defensive line, although I'm starting to see a few more out here on the ice. And And of course, just makes it easier for us to see them. You can see our artillery already opening fire on them. Look at that, but it looks like one of their snipers may have gotten a shot here on our artillery. Nonetheless, we just need to focus on them. Look at that massive amount of Soviets down here. Let's take a look at our boys up here on the hill. And we've got some mortars firing down on the enemy. That's just beautiful. Let's light this village up. Well, that's going to sound awful. Let's shoot up the enemy inside the village. We're not hurting the villagers. We're very friendly Germans. We don't want to hurt anybody. Alright, beautiful. A lot of nice shots from mortars. I'm just loving this defense right now. Simple, but effective. Well, we don't know how effective it is. Assuming they don't attack with tanks, it's going to be pretty effective, I think. Right, got these mortars, of course, working overtime. I actually want them to target that building, if possible. But it might be sort of out of their range. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, come on. Loving those hits we're getting on that building. Look at that, guys. Perfect hit with the mortars. Just perfect hit with the mortars. So targeting the building really worked well. And I feel like even if these Soviets get into some cover on this map, we've got a big advantage on them. Let's just hope there's no tanks here, and we might have an easy victory. Sort of reminds me of that video we did for Maya's Front a while back. A regular day on the front was the name of the video, and it reminds me a lot of this one, where this would probably be the sort of situation that that German soldiers would find themselves on the Eastern Front, particularly in late 1943 against the Soviets, where it was just like daily sort of attacks. Not every single one of them were going to be blistering attacks that were going to break through, but just testing the German lines, and of course knowing that those supply lines were dwindling each and every day, and supplies were, consistently less and less. It was not uncommon for the Soviets to launch these assaults to just sort of, really work on these German lines, maybe do some damage, and more importantly, terrify the Germans and test out how strong their defenses were. And I feel like our guys here, especially since they're an SS division, they're probably fully stocked here. They don't seem to be having any ammunition problems, and let's hope that that continues. Let's go ahead and focus on those boys. Dan rüber. Come on, boys. Finally starting to take aim, actually. And again, the explosion of all of those mortars, except for that one right there. For the most part, these are enemy positions being hit by our mortars, which is beautiful. Alright, this is why I love that we got these guys here on the right side. Now they can deal with anybody trying to flank us. They've got the enemy under guard. Feuer, boys! For anybody wondering, go into our Graviteam Tactics Maya's Front video section. We have a Liebstandarte campaign, so I'm sure some of you guys will want to check that out. Oh boy, that incoming fire is not friendly. It's pretty damn close. A lot closer than I want it to be. Let's see if that MG is working. No, we need that MG to turn. Over here. And the trench is maybe set up in such a way that we can't really turn. Let's take a look over here at the Soviets moving up. We can sort of gauge how many are going to be getting up here just by looking at the group, and it looks like we've taken out quite a few of them already. Maybe not such a threat. We've got this unit here, sort of just scouting to see if they've made it past any of the houses here, and I don't think so. Our mortars are consistently hitting that area, so even if they were to come through, I don't think we're going to face much difficulty. Well, just want to be careful that Kugel here doesn't get killed. He's our main battlefield commander in this fight. It wouldn't be good to lose him. Definitely would not be good to lose him. So let's make sure that our shots count here.
Da drüben! Die Augen offen, die da. Da! Die Russen kommen! Feindliche Infanterie!
Yep, still quite a few of them coming from this right side. I wonder if they're making that their main attack phase, or if they're actually pushing some units over here to try and test this boundary. I'm not sure. They still do have some officers here, so that could definitely mean another attack from this area. Looks like a partisan commander. Let's get rid of him. Destroy the partisans. And again, this is their goal. Some of those rounds from the Soviets coming in very hot, definitely killing our men in this trench. So they've got eyes on this trench, and they're doing everything they can to go ahead and just destroy these two. Maybe push a flank to this side. We've got to watch out for that. I don't think that they would manage to do it this battle unless they've got additional, tanks or something like that. But they're putting a hurting on our boys here on the right for sure. Still, their morale is good. Not giving up the fight. Well, unfortunately, he has, but as for the rest of them... Yeah, they're awfully close. I didn't expect them to get this close on a trench like this. Obviously, we have an easy time wiping them out when they try to cross this big open area, but over here on the right... Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. There's that MG finally turning the right way, at least. Still does not have eyes on. Oh yeah, come on, boys. That damn smoke is hiding them from him being able to get a shot. But soon they will be exposed. So make sure these boys have an eye on the situation too. They're also popping smoke just to hide them from the enemy fire about to head in this area. So I'm really hoping this MG unit can hold them off. But that smoke is a problem, man. It's blocking us from being able to see any single damn one of them. At least these boys can still fire. Although they are pinned. Damn, Soviets. You usually don't get this far. When we have a line like this, at least. Maybe not enough artillery. That's our problem. Hope they're not sneaking in anywhere else. I don't think so, but you never know. Well, look at this. We got some snow, boys. We've got some snow starting. This will slow down their advance if it gets into blizzard conditions. Let's hope it gets pretty bad before they bring up the rest of their men. That MG's going to be overrun, man. They just can't see the damn enemy. I would be terrified if I was in this crew. Soviets all over the damn place here. Look at this. A lot of them are dead, admittedly, but they've got some boys here. Not some of Brezhnev's boys. These are some of Stalin's boys here. They don't typically stop. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. MG's finally getting some shots. Now that the smoke is clearing. Fight to the very end, boys. We could send a unit to support them, like Schröder. Probably not a bad idea. You know, usually you don't want to take units out of the trench, but I would make an exception. So let's take Struder over here, and I'm actually going to move him where the truck is. Oh, what's this? Okay, some Soviet prisoners. Guess they realized that that position was not going to work out. I love that they brought their leaders directly to us. Unfortunately, that MG is down, and in this game, you can't recrew weapons, which I think is something they should definitely add. But we can at least hold the trench with these infantry we just sent up. And they are ready for the fight. Look at these boys.
Gebt mir Feuerschutz! MG Feuer! Stellung! Wir stehen unter Beschuss! Nimm das, Ivan!
We're even getting Krugel to start focusing on them, because at this point they're close enough to pose a serious threat. These boys over here, they've done their job. They really haven't gotten too much contact. If we want to be crazy, we can go ahead and go to my old Graviteam tactics and go ahead and do a counter-offensive here, but I don't know, maybe it is time to relive the old Agrippa attacking recklessly. I think we need to hold our positions, though. Good work, boys. Oh, they got back on the MG, one of the crew. Fortunately, I think we actually need to move this MG forward. That's the problem. Gotta get him out of the trench. I know it seems crazy, but that's what we're gonna do. Can do us no good here. Oh! That explosion couldn't bode well for the men there. Yeah, you know what? I'm what's I call weak-willed. I'm going for it. Let's go full-out attack with these units. We're keeping some units up here, machine guns and mortars. But as for the infantry, we're sending them into the ice, into the fray, to take the fight to the Soviets. Show them that we are not just on the defensive, we're more than ready to take the fight to them. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, some of you are looking at this. Let me know in the comments down below. You're either thinking, beautiful, or Agrippa, what are you doing? We'll soon find out. We might not even encounter any units here, or just very few in the homes, which, yes, could lead to some casualties due to booby traps, just them having a good firing position, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, machine gunner did not make it, boys. That was my fault. Just he wasn't getting a good shot from that bunker location. Now, this gunner's getting great shots. He's all the way back here. Okay, so as soon as our boys made contact, I don't know if that's just... No, it can't be enemy reaction, because we started seeing more explosions here, but maybe our mortars picked up firing over here once our men made contact. Because as you can see, once they drop like this, they see something, and we see a damn tank. I see the tank. You see the tank. Everybody sees the tank. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we got a tank here, so we've got to absolutely... I think the attack was the right choice, because we've got to have an aggressive attack, crush their casualties, or just raise their casualty levels right now to an extent that even with the tank, they don't want to continue the fight. There's a lot of different points here they could potentially lose. Do we still have that gun? We do, but it's a pretty small gun. Two tanks. Oh boy. Gott mit uns. He better be.
Nimm das, Ivan!
Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Oh boy. That's not a happy group of Soviets. Let's see how these boys are doing. Dropping some smoke. Good move. Just to get into the town here. And again, not sure what they can do against tanks. I don't think they can do anything. We'd better just hope that some of these units have anti-tank weapons. You think these guys might, actually? These over here?
Sie haben Ihre Befehle.
May have an AT rifle, but I doubt it. Oh! Oh, our boys just ate it right there. And of course, those tanks are moving in. Of course, we can always immobilize them once they get close with grenades, but the manpower loss on that is going to be just tremendous. Maybe we push to Sovkoj, or should we keep attacking over here? I say we keep going this way. Get real aggressive. Oh my goodness, look at this! They're coming from all angles, guys! Did not expect this. Achtung, Panzer! Look at that MG gunner, man. He's just doing whatever the hell he can, which isn't much against Panzers. Starting to also spot some more infantry there on the ridge. But no infantry here, so they were not testing this front at all. They were totally going to the right side. Boys Owens away. Now hopefully what'll happen is their tanks will just keep their distance. That can happen. We've absolutely seen it happen before in Graviteam games. If they don't feel it's safe to move in, they won't. But obviously, they are firing away there. Not great. Ooh. Of course, we still have to pay attention to those infantry still moving up. I'll just get these guys to look this way. Here we go, guys. First tank approaching, and I think Kugel is in real trouble. Of course, you never know. One of our boys could get a lucky grenade. Doesn't look like it, though. Probably gonna have to move this guy out, just like we did the machine gun. Let's go. We have no choice. Gotta push this damn thing out. Good enough. Oh, not really. No, not quite good enough. Maybe good enough. Maybe good enough. And this is really more for infantry and light vehicles, not for tanks. No, let's push it up even more. Come on. Alright, that's good. That's good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's good, that's good, that's good. Enough, enough. Just stay. Just stay. Let's hope this does something. Okay, they are firing at the tank. We've at least got shots going to the armor. That's a start. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Also, it's hitting this guy in the side, which is great. If those rounds hit, we could knock him out. Pretty off target, though, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, Kugel and the rest of the boys have to take on this guy right next to the lines. And let's see how the rest of our guys are advancing here. Alright, still a lot of cover and not really much contact yet. They'll be making contact very soon with that infantry line. And our gun is dead, for sure. Unless, no, he's still firing. He's still firing. Wait a minute. Mein Gott.
Bis zur letzten Patrone.
Yeah, he's absolutely firing at that tank right there. Just pinging those rounds, though.
Das ist ein Befehl.
Well, look at that. Just look at that, guys. Our boys on fire. And usually when we play with the Liebstandarte, we do extraordinarily well. Not when enemy tanks are, of course, attacking us.
Das ist ein Befehl.
Come on, doesn't somebody bring a damn Panzerfaust?
Dreckiger Russenbastard.
Come on, brothers. That's also got to be enemy artillery, not just armor, because that's incendiary rounds. The tank does not have incendiary rounds. There we go. Got a grenade hit. That's what we need. We need more of those. Come on, Mena. Another grenade hit there. Another grenade hit. Again, against these tanks, it's still very hard to break through. Getting a single one of these, though, would definitely increase our chances. Taken several grenade hits, and it's just not really affecting this thing. Even these guys, we're going to bring them up to attack the tank, the behemoth here. See if somebody can't just land a lucky throw. See some of our boys, look at this, just looks like they're walking around in just a shock, a daze. And I can understand why. Come on, boys. Don't give up. There we go. Not such a nice hit, too. But not enough to damage this damn thing.
Ich werde beschossen!
Yeah, just seeing if anybody can get there, but even the guys moving up on this side are having no luck. I think our best bet is stay in the trench, hope that we can hold the point. I mean, it'll be a crazy victory if we manage it, but we're gonna try. We are gonna try. So far, still a lot of their officers also moving up. Maybe we can get some of guys like Struder to go ahead and just shoot at the infantry. Get rid of them. We know we can't destroy the tanks unless we get a lucky shot, so for now we'll kind of ignore the tanks. And sure enough, look at that. More Soviets near Shovkoj. No real surprise there. Another hit on the tank. Eventually, I feel like we are going to crack through. I really feel that. It's just going to require a lot of dedication and a lot of lost men. We haven't even managed to track one of them, although look at this. They just kind of got stuck there. If we can get things like that to occur and get a nice chain reaction going, then, you know, things would be beautiful. And that is what's great about Graviteam. I mean, things can change at a moment's notice, so that's why I'm not just giving up right away. I'm still fighting it out. We've still killed a lot of enemy, and obviously, Zafiro would want us to continue the fight to the end. We can't just stop fighting here because a few tanks show up. That's unacceptable. Get some grenades. Come on, boys. incendiary rounds right on top of us. Still haven't taken Homenki. They still have to go around to actually capture the area. In the meantime, we can keep fighting.
Look
at that group, just all there for the taking.
Weiter Feuer! Wir stehen unter Beschuss! Wir stehen unter Beschuss!
What's this? Oh. What did I tell you guys? We've got Soviet infantry still surrendering here. We cannot stop fighting here. Absolutely got to keep it going. Soviet infantry still continue to surrender. But again, I'm wondering if I should take this group and try and run in there. Again, we've still got grenades with this group. So they still stand a chance at immobilizing one of these bastards. But it's obviously easier said than done. They're just using rifles. They've got nothing else. It's whatever the hell they have at this point. Okay, and we've, over here on the ice, definitely just got a good old-fashioned contact with some Soviets at Sovkoj. A bit larger than I expected, so we'll have a nice gunfight here, too. But it's pretty much, you know, in anybody's interest, but since nobody really has much in terms of cover. Some of our men even suffering from low ammo. It ain't good. Come on, come on. Now we've got the tank actually trying to drive into the trench. This is the best opportunity for our men to actually try to throw some grenades. Come on, boys, come on. Poor gun. If only we had that gun. Every single one of the crew members here is dead. Some of them have actually frozen. Look at that. Come on, come on. If not now, when?
Wo kommt das denn her? Die haben ihre Befehle. Was zur Hölle? Dreckiger Russen, lieber im Anmarsch. Feuer erwidern! Deckung! Weiter feuern! Lade nach!
Someone hit the back, but not with anything that can... Again, somebody hit the back. I don't know if those are Panzerfausts. If anybody wants to guess in the comments, please feel free. Or if that's just grenades. I'm just not sure. But at least the smoke is protecting us. Can't forget also we've got that group there, but they are just as incapable of taking out the tank. They do have to. Look at that. They've got one gun all the way over there. Probably another small one, too. Try to bring him here. Alright, so he's going for Homenki. Makes sense. Yeah, he's going for the point. But it seems that the main tank offensive is over. And look at that. Even more Soviet prisoners. So, you know, we've held. I mean, we have held barely. Yeah, we've been horribly bloodied. But if we can hold Homenki, then I think we still get the victory here. I don't know if we can, though. I don't know if we can. Which is leading me to want to be even more aggressive on my attack here at Sovkoj.
Nimm das, Ivan!
So there we go. Again at Homenki, he's not taking the point yet. I wonder if he actually has to get some infantry here. That may be something he has to do before he can actually capture it. If that's the case, then, hey, let's just keep firing. Let's knock these guys down, completely decimate this third or fourth Soviet wave, and take that victory. Problem is, we've seen a lot more combat than them. We are going to be out of ammo in many situations in this fight. We're very low on ammo. Let's check on our boys here. Man, they were just driven through by that tank. Look at the damage caused, and it looks like he might be doing a turnaround. He's at least using his machine gun here against us. Look at this Soviet bad boy. At this point, they're just completely driving away, the tanks. Again, maybe just scouting the area behind Homenki, trying to see why they're unable to take the point if we have anybody else hidden. But I think it's because we still have units over here, and they might have to just drive us out with a good old-fashioned assault. Maybe they can't drive us out with the tanks. Maybe tanks don't always win you the battle, huh? You ever think about that, Ivan? Alright, Chemansky is about to be overrun. This is concerning. A lot of these guys just have lost their will to fight. Good shooting, though, immediately taking out that Soviet. So some more Soviets over here, so a much wider line than expected. But it looks like Studer and the rest of the boys have got an eye on this section. Of course, now that our trench is broken up, let's face it, we don't have as effective a defensive line against these attacks. You know, we still do have a few guys in the trench, and I think we could still defend against that push, but had everything been good and had we not been attacked by tanks, we would be getting overwatch fire on these guys constantly and just easily wiping them out. Since they're there on the ice, it's pretty easy to see them, etc. But given the circumstances, that ain't gonna happen. We'll just turn towards them, though.
Stirb, du Hund!
Yeah, good work, boys. Look at that. Getting some supporting fire. That's what we need. Some additional fire from up here. And enemy is offering a ceasefire. And you guys know me. I used to be the one to just fight forever. But in a situation like this, where we are holding Homenki, and the enemy have tanks, we have got to take that option. So I'm going for it. Yeah, we could probably have wiped out the rest of these guys over here, but I think this is absolutely an acceptable situation. Holding on to the very end, that's what's important, even without any anti-tank capabilities, and hopefully we get a victory. Maybe we don't. Maybe we get a minor defeat, but we still have a strong point to start out from. Alright, a draw. I think that's the most acceptable outcome, actually. And we actually had more killed than the enemy, I think because of those tanks driving through us. Thankfully, we took 12 enemy prisoners, and just in general, put up a really nice fight. They're holding on to our territory. They gained a little bit, but not much in the grand scheme of things. Thanks for watching, guys. You know what to do. Hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Just let me know also in the comments, this is very important, what are your favorite kind of Graviteam videos? Do you like snow? Do you like infantry? Do you like tanks? Do you, tell me the location you like, tell me the kind of units you like, tell me what side you like that I play as. I'm just curious. Thanks a bunch, folks.